This is a Glendale Library Arts and Culture program, created for teens, edited and hosted by the Teen Library staff. Check out community service opportunities and teen events down in the description box.
This episode is part of Glendale Library Arts and Cultures and the Southern California Library Cooperative's Be the Change series, which focuses on inclusion, diversity, equity, and anti-racism.
Be the Change events will build a collective understanding of systematic racism, elevate the voices and stories of Black, Indigenous, and people of color, and inspire our community to be the change.
Hi everyone, it's Melissa.
And Desiree.
Welcome to another episode of Teen Gen Talks, where the goal is to empower the youth of Glendale and connect youth to community resources, individuals, and organizations through interviews and discussions.
So grab a snack or drink and join us as we welcome our special guest today, Zara, who graduated with a BA in Photojournalism from Cal State Northridge. Today, she gravitates towards fine art, editorial, portraiture, and event photography. She is a board member of a nonprofit organization, Society for Orphaned Armenian Relief in La Cañada.
Thank you, Zara, for taking the time out of your day to talk with us. We have a lot to discuss.
Thank you so much for having me.
So you mentioned in your bio that you came to the U.S. from Yerevan. What's a standout memory of coming to the U.S.?
Wow, there's a lot. I came in 2001. So I think the first standout memory was actually driving home from the airport and going on the freeway. I had never seen so many cars and such wide roads in my life. So I think that was the standout memory. And that was the first impression, just kind of like a big world. And that's what I can think about right now.
So I love how you forced yourself to be on stage, especially since you have a fear of speaking in high school. How did you do it? Because when I was in high school, I definitely did not at all. I was against it.
I don't know exactly how I did it and why. I think I just wanted to push myself because I felt very, outside of my comfort zone here. And I just wanted to push myself to get comfortable. And that was the only way. And I've always been interested in acting as it is. So for me, it was kind of, exciting. At the same time, I was afraid and I didn't know any English. So that was a little weird, but I thought it would be a good opportunity for me to learn.
That's awesome. And you also mentioned in your bio how you came from a creative household and have always appreciated art and photography. But what exactly about photography drew you into having a love for it?
Well, I want to say I admire the fact that a picture, can say 1,000 words, really. And I think it's very powerful. I think it's the most powerful medium, to be honest, because you capture something that is true and real, and nothing can change what you see, basically. And I'm not talking about cropping and digital manipulation, all of that. I'm talking about photojournalism, basically, and it's facts. And you take a picture of it, and nobody can argue with it. And I think that really is what drove me to do it, because the authenticity and the raw nature of photojournalism is what I love.
So you actually touched upon our next question a little bit, but what about the raw and true nature of photojournalism gravitated you towards it, pursuing that at Cal State Northridge?
Well, again, I think I've always been a fan of kind of representing things as they are. And I've just always been fascinated by the nature of photography as it is, but also, I guess, the law and ethics of photojournalism is what really captivated me, because I like everything to be fair, and I think I like to see justice and the pursuit of kind of truth and justice. So it encompassed my love for photography as well as my love for ethics and law and order and all of that.
So I'm also soon going to be a Csun alumni, and I'm always interested in hearing about others' journeys at Csun. And I actually also took a photojournalism class during my time at Csun. But what did you learn while your time studying at Csun that has stuck with you?
Well, I want to say that congratulations, by the way, graduating. Csun is great. I really enjoyed my time there, to be honest. I kind of went with Csun because it was close to home, but I'm glad I did because it was a great experience. I think my favorite thing about Csun was my photojournalism class and my professor, Dave Blumenkratz. He was absolutely amazing, and he inspired me to want to learn more. And I do know that Csun has a great photojournalism course, and it was very strong at the time, so I chose it as well for that reason as well. Other than that, it has a good culture, and I really enjoyed. Some of my friends went there too, so it was kind of a bonus.
So after college, you gravitate more towards fine art and editorial portrait. Why did you gravitate towards those two styles more?
I've always been into fine art. I've always been into fine art as painting as well. So I love the creativity of it. And with photography, it just spoke to me. I'm just such a fan of art, poetry as well, and it kind of just all comes together with photography for me. So it's just something that truly spoke to my soul, and I think that's where it went.
I think that's like really awesome when something speaks to you and you know that that's what you really want to do. Like it becomes your passion. It's really good. And you now work as a portrait and event photographer. How do you combine your training as a photojournalist and your experience in fine art photography to capture and produce images for your client?
Well, I think with portraiture, which is my favorite thing to do, really, creative portraits, fine art, I encompass that very easily because, once you have a creative eye, you kind of just put creativity into everything you shoot. And I do love the play of reflections. So I think that's one of my favorite things to include into my portrait work is reflective surfaces, and they kind of reflect the sun. And it plays with the person's face and the shadows and the highlights. So I like that aspect of it. When it comes to event photography, photojournalism is basically what I was trained to capture moments quickly and with the right settings, with the right light, and I can just see it better now that I'm trained as a photojournalist. So yeah, I think with events, it's more photojournalism, but also creative because you also have to pose people and kind of, you actually have to pose yourself to capture the right moments and the right angles. So yeah, I think events, more photojournalism training, and then portraits, just definitely fine art.
Do you have like a favorite portrait?
Favorite portrait? Yes. I want to say I did a portrait of one of my good friends, great actor, Kimberly Wintle, and that's one of my favorite portraits. It's called Spring, and she's standing in the center, and she has beautiful pink, reflective kind of colors behind her, and I want to say that's my favorite of all.
Oh, that sounds really pretty.
Yeah.
So has there been an event that you have really enjoyed with photography?
Yeah, I actually took pictures of Jerry Seinfeld at the Good Foundation's fundraising event. It was a Halloween bash. It was a couple of years ago. And he showed up with his wife, and he was the wolf, and she was the Red Riding Hood. And it was amazing. It was really fun. That was one of my highlight events, definitely.
And when your clients receive the final photographs, what do you hope they think upon seeing them? Or even what do you hope people who view your work say when they come across it?
Well, clients, I definitely want them to be 100% satisfied, and I want them to kind of relive the moment. Once you get your photos and you kind of have that feeling of, that day. So I definitely want them to have the feeling and just to be in awe of beauty of the photos that, they were part of, basically. And in generally my work, I guess I want to say, I wish to inspire some feeling and emotion, because that's really what my motivation is, to kind of just get an emotion out of it, looking at a beautiful photo, and just be inspired.
You are also a board member of a nonprofit organization for Society for Orphaned Armenian Relief, also known as SOAR in La Cañada chapter. Can you talk a little bit more about what organization is about and how did you get involved with them?
Sure. Yeah, that's actually something I'm very passionate about. We just had a meeting yesterday, actually. A really great organization. It provides humanitarian relief to children and adults with disabilities in Armenia, as well as all over the world, really. So it's Armenian focused. And we do a lot of fundraising. We raise money. We basically go by what the orphanages need, if they need a water heater or if they need a remodel of the facility, for example. We do these events and then we raise money, and it goes completely to the source. There's no other fees associated. We basically, it's a very good organization, and it's across the globe. We have about 200 chapters all over the world. So yeah, I'm very proud to be a part of it. They do great work.
And you are very passionate about contributing to the growth and success of the Armenian community. So what does it mean to you to be Armenian?
It's my identity. It's who I am. I'm very proud of my culture. I think we are resilient, and I think we have amazing artists and musicians. The food is great. I feel like that's who I am. So I was born and raised there. So for me, it's, basically, I don't feel as much American as I am Armenian, but I also am proud to be an Armenian American. So, it just means everything to me. I have a son who I'm also raising to be proud of the Armenian culture. So I hope that, I'm teaching him Armenian, and I want him to know everything I know, basically.
So before we end, we have some rapid fire questions. The first question is, what is your favorite color?
Ooh, gold.
Gold.
I like that. We haven't had that like in all the interviews, so I like that. What is something you have been proud to say you have accomplished?
Oh my gosh, that's a big loaded question. Accomplished. I think I want to say I'm proud of the fact that I'm doing what I love. And that's, it's as difficult as it is. I've always kind of known what I want to do, and I've stuck to it, and it's a long process, and I'm always learning. But I feel like I've accomplished just the realization of what you want to do in your life and kind of sticking to it.
So what is some advice that you wish you would have known when you were younger?
Work hard. Anything you do, you put all of what you have into it, and the harder you work, the more you're going to know later in your life.
And could you describe yourself as a teenager in 3 words?
Teenager, rebellious, curious, and cautious.
If you could have 3 people dead or alive for dinner, who would it be?
Wow, oh my gosh, that's a big one. I want to say Charles Aznavour, who's a singer, songwriter. He's an amazing Armenian French singer. He passed away recently. Him. The other 2, oh my gosh, Heath Ledger, because I've always been a fan and I think he's cute, and Oprah.
That would be a good conversation. So what does success for you mean right now?
Right now, success. Right now is a very weird time for everybody, including myself. So I think success just means sticking to what you're doing and, network enough to where you don't lose your footing in this day and age.
What is a book that you have recently read or are currently reading that you would recommend?
So it's been a while since I've read this book, but I think everybody should. It's Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. And I know there's a show, Handmaid's Tale, but the book is much better, in my opinion. And I think with the current times, it's a very important piece of work that people should read. Other one that really stuck with me, I love to read. So Unbearable Lightness of Being by Milan Kundera. And it's a beautiful, inspirational book.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Zara. We learned a lot about you. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to sit down and talk with us. Can you let everyone at home know about any upcoming projects and where they could connect with you?
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me again. I think Instagram would be the best way to connect with me. I'm at Zara Alina Photo on Instagram. And an upcoming project, I'm working on a blog called Gems in LA, which focuses on cafes and restaurants, primarily right now Armenian based. So if there are any owners of cafes and restaurants, Armenian, please reach out. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm taking photos of the establishment and promoting it on my social media just to get businesses going, because I know it's a tough time for everybody.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much. We really enjoyed this interview, and
Thank you.
it
I
was so
really
nice to
enjoyed
meet
it as
you.
well. Nice to meet you too. Thank you, guys.
Hi, everyone. It's Desiree again.
Yeah, Melissa,
Did you enjoy this episode?
I'm sure you did.
Then please make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications for this channel.
Check out the teen content video playlist here and our latest Teen Gen episode here.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.